Huckleberry is actually the reason Lucy's marriage fell apart. Lucy is Canadian, and about 6 months ago, her marriage ended, just like that. Divorced. But here's the thing, she's not really alone, not even close, because right there with her, every single day, is her best friend, a 200-pound Great Dane named Huckleberry. And I'm telling you, this dog isn't just a pet, he's basically her partner now. He watches over her like one. He takes care of her like one. You put a dog this size next to Lucy, no criminal in their right mind is coming anywhere near her. Right now, Lucy and Huckleberry are living together in a small town just outside Toronto. And when you see the bond between these two, you genuinely forget that one of them is a person and the other is a dog. That's how close they are. But here's the part that's going to shock you. Huckleberry is actually the reason Lucy's marriage fell apart. Yeah, you heard that right. Huckleberry is 3 years old. He's been with Lucy since he was just a puppy. Back then, Lucy was living with her parents in Ottawa, but her family, they were not happy about the man she was dating. They didn't approve at all. Still, Lucy went against her family's wishes. After 5 years together, she married her boyfriend anyway. And right after that, she and her husband moved to Toronto. But Lucy didn't go alone. She brought Huckleberry with her. Because deep down, she knew something. People might leave you one day, but Huckleberry? Never. In the beginning, her husband actually accepted Huckleberry. They even built a real bond. Things were good. But slowly, something changed. For no reason at all, her husband started turning on Huckleberry, pushing him away, yelling at him to get out of the room. And the strange part, nobody could understand why. At first, when her husband would snap at Huckleberry, Lucy stayed quiet. She let it go. She tried to keep the peace. But as his behavior got worse and worse, she couldn't stay silent anymore. She finally confronted him, asked him straight up, "Why do you keep yelling at my dog?" And instead of giving her a real answer, he just turned it into a fight with her. And this wasn't a one-time thing. By the last 2 months, this became their daily routine. Her husband would go after the dog, Lucy would jump in to protect him, and it would turn into another argument. Her husband would say things like, "Are you seriously fighting with me over a dog?" And Lucy would calmly fire back, "You're treating me worse than Huckleberry ever has. Yeah, he might just be a dumb animal to you. He looks big, he looks scary, but you and I both know how gentle his heart actually is, and still you treat him like this." Eventually, they made a deal. Lucy promised she'd stop fighting with him, and he promised he'd stop being cruel to Huckleberry. That promise lasted 7 days, maybe 8. After that, he went right back to mistreating the dog, and it got worse. Lucy started noticing her husband trying to go after Huckleberry without any reason at all. And then, one day, she caught him. She saw it with her own eyes, her husband abusing Huckleberry right in front of her. That was the moment she couldn't take anymore. How does a grown man do that to a helpless animal? It's something she could never accept. Never. Lucy ran in and physically stopped him, and if she hadn't gotten there in time, he might have broken Huckleberry's leg right then and there. That was it for her. That was the final straw. She told her husband she was done. She didn't want to be with him anymore. Because a man who can hurt an innocent animal like that, he's not a good man, not even close, especially when that animal means everything to his own wife. At first, her husband thought she was just speaking out of anger, but when he realized she was serious, that she really meant it, he started begging her for forgiveness, over and over.
But Lucy didn't forgive him, because she understood something important. If he could do this to the dog she loved today, there was no guarantee he wouldn't turn on her next. Looking back, Lucy's family had tried to warn her. They'd done their research before the wedding and found out this man had a history, some bad habits, including drug use. But back then, Lucy was in love. She didn't want to believe any of it. Now, she knows her parents were right all along. Turns out, whenever he was using drugs, he'd turn into a completely different person. That's exactly what was driving his cruelty toward Huckleberry. Now the divorce is finalized. Lucy lives alone in that house now. Well, not completely alone, because Huckleberry is right there with her, always. These two are so deeply connected, there are moments Lucy genuinely forgets that she's human and he's a dog. They share every single moment of their lives together. And honestly, Lucy can't even go back to her parents right now. Not after going against their wishes the way she did. It was her decision, and she has to live with it. Maybe that's the lesson here. Sometimes, instead of making life-changing decisions in the heat of emotion, it's worth listening to the people who love you. Now, here's something that might surprise you. Lucy spends about $1,165 a month just taking care of Huckleberry. She wasn't even working for a few months after everything happened, but recently she went back to work, for herself and for him. She handles the bath time, the nail trims, making sure he eats on schedule, all of it. But when it comes to keeping her safe, that's Huckleberry's job, full time. Word got around the neighborhood pretty fast that Lucy was living alone now, and yeah, there's been break-ins nearby. But not once, not even close, has anyone tried anything near Lucy's house. And there's exactly one reason for that. Huckleberry. If he ever decides to go after someone who shouldn't be there, let's just say you really don't want to find out what happens next. But here's the part that's about to make this story even better. There's a new member joining Lucy's home. Yes, another dog. But this one's story is different. Both of his back legs are completely broken. One of them doesn't even have a heel anymore. He came from a dog rescue center. He's only 6 months old. His whole life is still ahead of him, and he's got a long road of healing left to go. Lucy first saw this dog, named Matcha, on social media, and the moment she saw him, something in her just knew. She reached out to the rescue right away and told them she wanted to adopt him. They fitted both of his broken legs with prosthetics, and now he's moving around so much better than before. But honestly, the sweetest part of this whole story, within just 1 or 2 hours of bringing Matcha home, Huckleberry had already accepted him as family. If you loved this story, make sure you hit subscribe and stay with us. There's a lot more coming. Thank you.